leverage is one of the keys to what I do. I have to my first approach, you can use any technique, any psychotherapeutic technique, any cognitive technique, any behavioral technique. The techniques to me matter less because there's a million of them. What I'm looking for is the process of change. So I look at it in these steps. First, I got to identify, understand, and most importantly, appreciate. So I'm not just evaluating you. Appreciate your model of the world. How do you look at life? What do you value? What do you fear? What do you excite you? Where are your conflicts? What do you want and what's in the way? Mm-hmm. And then once I really know and understand and appreciate your model of the world, now what I got to do is I got to find leverage. I got to find a way to make change a must for you, not in my mind, in your mind. Mm-hmm. For some people, trying to make it a must, they'd rather die than do what you tell them to do. Mm-hmm. But everyone has a trigger. Everybody, like I had a woman once, I'll give you an example. She's a total vegan, and she had real health problems because while she was eating well, her psychological and emotional world was producing just massive stress, and she was really ill. And so I was trying to show her how to make some of these changes in her value system so that her decision-making would change, and her body would change, and her joy would change, her happiness would change, everything else. And we had it right there. And you're handling what people would call resistance, what I would call is internal conflict. And she's like, well, nothing's working. So I look for leverage. What's going to make her change? So I say, how long do you think a person who's going to live this way is going to live? I don't say, you're going to die. I never do that. That's, right, first of all, that would have no integrity.
You're inviting her into an outlook on her life.
And then so she tells me 37. And I say, how old are you? She says 34. And she still didn't change. I'm going to die in 3 years. I'm still going to change. So finally I said, well, how will your daughter feel when she's carrying your coffin? Knowing you could have changed. You knew what to do, but you just kept saying you couldn't do it. It still didn't work. She goes, she'll probably cry. And she started crying thinking about it, but, you know, I can't change. And so there was a moment in my head where it's like, this one, nothing's going to change. And I always discipline myself. There's only a few times in my life because that was one of them. I was like, damn it, there's still a damn way. And so I finally thought for a moment. I talked to her and I said, how are you going to feel if her new mother's a meat eater? She went absolutely crazy. This is bullshit. She changed everything because I found what that trigger was. I found
and you had somehow entered into her world that you could come up with something. I don't think many people listening to that would have come up with that particular intervention.
But it's finding that leverage that makes change a must for them.
For them.
Not what makes it for you. Because what will work for you and what will work for me, you know, we're similar guys, but it's still going to be different, right?
Right.
But for some people, it's radically different. And when I discovered how to get leverage, when change is a must and you put all the resources of a human being towards changing, it's not that hard to change. I always tell people change is a matter of drive. It's a matter of motive or motivation. It's not a matter of skill.
Yep.
You know, if you get the person wanting it bad, if I put a gun to your head and say, I'm going to kill you and your children tomorrow morning if you don't stop smoking, amazing, you will find the willpower to do it.
Yep.
It's like you haven't found the right reasons. You haven't found the right emotions. You haven't found the context within yourself or the part of you that can make that change.
Yep.